Are you getting enough protein to protect your muscles, your strength, and your independence after 60? Most people think of protein as something only bodybuilders care about. But the truth is, as we get older, protein becomes even more critical for maintaining energy, preventing falls, and avoiding hospital visits. In today's episode of Talk to the Doctor, we're unpacking how protein needs change as you age, what types of protein are easiest to digest and absorb, and how to build a protein-packed plate even if your appetite is shrinking. Plus, stay tuned till the end for the one common mistake older adults make when it comes to protein and how you can avoid it. If this is your first time here, welcome to Pure Natural Health. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a comment if any of today's tips help you or a loved one. Now, let's welcome back our go-to expert, Dr. David Miller. Dr. Miller, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me back, Emily. This topic is absolutely essential, and one of the most misunderstood. I'm glad we're shining a light on it today.
Let's start with the basics, Dr. Miller. Why does protein become so important after the age of 60? What's happening in the body that makes it more necessary than before?
That's a fantastic question, Emily, and one that cuts to the heart of why so many older adults struggle with muscle loss and fatigue. After the age of 60, our bodies undergo a natural process known as sarcopenia. That's the gradual loss of muscle mass, strength, and function. In fact, after age 60, we can lose up to 3% of our muscle mass per year if we're not proactive. And without enough protein in the diet, that decline happens even faster. One key reason for this is something called anabolic resistance. As we age, our muscles become less sensitive to the signals that tell them to grow and repair. This means that while a 30-year-old might maintain muscle easily with a moderate protein intake, a 65-year-old may need significantly more protein to get the same effect. The body just doesn't process or utilize protein as efficiently anymore. Another issue is that many older adults simply eat less overall. Due to a lower appetite, dental problems, medication side effects, or even just loneliness. As a result, they're not hitting their daily protein needs, which leaves their muscles undernourished. This can lead to weakness, higher risk of falls, slower recovery from illness or surgery, and even to loss of independence. But here's the good news. We can absolutely slow down or even reverse muscle loss with the right nutrition. Experts now recommend that adults over 60 aim for about 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. That's often more than what younger adults need. For a 150-pound person, that's roughly 80 to 100 grams of protein daily. And it's not just the quantity, it's also about spreading that protein out across meals and pairing it with resistance exercises. These small changes can make a world of difference. So to sum it up, aging muscles need more protein, more often, and from quality sources. Getting this right can mean the difference between maintaining strength and independence or facing preventable health setbacks.
That was eye-opening, Dr. Miller. So now that we understand why protein is more important after 60, the next logical question is, what are the best sources of protein for older adults? Are there certain types that are easier to digest or more effective for preserving muscle?
Absolutely, Emily. This is where quality really counts. Not all proteins are created equal, and when we're talking about older adults, digestibility and nutrient density become very important. Let's start with the gold standard. Animal-based proteins. These include lean meats like chicken, turkey, eggs, dairy, and fish. Why are they so effective? Because they're complete proteins. They contain all 9 essential amino acids in the right ratios to support muscle repair. For instance, eggs are incredibly bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use nearly all of the protein they contain. Just one egg has about 6 to 7 grams of high-quality protein. Fish, especially salmon and sardines, offer the added bonus of omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation and support joint and heart health. And don't forget Greek yogurt, which packs in double the protein of regular yogurt and is often easier on the stomach. Now, for those who are vegetarian or have trouble digesting meat, plant-based proteins can also do the job, but they require a bit more planning. Lentils, beans, tofu, tempeh, quinoa, and edamame are all excellent choices. They may not always contain the full spectrum of amino acids, but when eaten in variety throughout the day, they can provide everything the body needs. For digestion, softer textures are often better. Scrambled eggs, yogurt, protein smoothies, soups with lentils or beans. And cooked grains are all gentle on the stomach and easy to prepare. One more tip. Whey protein isolate, which is found in many protein powders, is highly digestible and great for seniors, especially if they have a low appetite. Just avoid those filled with sugar, fillers, or artificial sweeteners. Look for brands with minimal ingredients and at least 20 to 25 grams of protein per serving. So, to summarize, the best proteins after 60 are complete, easily digestible, and spread throughout the day. Think lean meats, eggs, dairy, and high-quality plant combinations. And if you need help meeting your needs, don't be afraid to use supplements as a tool, not a crutch.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. That's really helpful. Now for someone who's trying to increase their protein but has a small appetite or gets full quickly, what are some strategies to boost protein intake without feeling overwhelmed or overstuffed?
That's a common concern, Emily, and a very important one. As people get older, appetite tends to decrease, which makes it harder to get enough protein. But the good news is there are smart, simple ways to boost your intake without having to eat large portions or feel uncomfortably full. First, focus on protein-dense foods, meaning foods that give you a lot of protein in a small volume. For example, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, eggs, and nut butters are all rich in protein but don't take up much space in your stomach. Half a cup of cottage cheese has about 14 grams of protein, and 2 boiled eggs have about 12 grams, both excellent options for small meals or snacks. Second, think about adding rather than replacing. Instead of overhauling your meals, try adding a protein source to what you're already eating. For instance, sprinkle hemp seeds or chia seeds into your oatmeal, add a spoonful of peanut butter to your toast, or mix tofsofa into your soup or smoothie. These little adjustments can add up quickly. Also consider protein-rich snacks between meals. A handful of almonds or a cheese stick mid-afternoon can make a significant difference. And don't forget timing. Many older adults eat most of their protein at dinner, but it's actually better to spread protein evenly throughout the day. Aim for 20 to 30 grams at breakfast, lunch, and dinner to maximize muscle synthesis. And lastly, liquid nutrition can be a game changer. If solid meals feel like too much, protein shakes are a fantastic solution. Just blend some milk, banana, Greek yogurt, oats, and a scoop of protein powder, and you've got a balanced, high-protein drink that's easy to sip and digest. So, even with a small appetite, it's entirely possible to meet your protein needs. It just takes some thoughtful tweaks and a focus on quality over quantity. A little goes a long way when you plan it right.
That's fantastic advice. Now let's dive into something that often confuses people: timing. Does it matter when you eat protein during the day? Is there an ideal time to get the most benefit for muscle health?
Absolutely, Emily. And you've hit on a really critical, yet often overlooked piece of the protein puzzle: timing. For older adults especially, when you consume protein can have a big impact on how well your body uses it to maintain and build muscle. The traditional diet pattern for most people, especially in the US, is very uneven. A light breakfast, a moderate lunch, and then a protein-heavy dinner. But what studies show is that this approach doesn't maximize muscle protein synthesis, especially in older adults. Instead, the body responds best when you distribute protein evenly across the day. What does that mean in practice? Aim for 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This steady intake keeps a supply of amino acids available to your muscles all day long, which helps offset the effects of anabolic resistance that comes with aging. Let me give you a practical example. A breakfast with 2 eggs, a slice of whole grain toast with peanut butter, and a glass of milk. That's close to 25 grams right there. For lunch, a tuna or chickpea salad with some quinoa and a side of yogurt. Then dinner can be a serving of grilled chicken or baked tofu with vegetables and brown rice. Now, post-exercise timing is also worth noting. If you're engaging in resistance training, like walking with light ankle weights, resistance band work, or even bodyweight squats, it's best to have a protein-rich snack within 30 to 60 minutes after. That's when your muscles are most hungry for repair nutrients. A small protein smoothie or some cottage cheese with fruit can go a long way here. And finally, if you find yourself waking up hungry at night, or you're prone to losing muscle mass during long overnight fasts, you can consider a casein-rich snack before bed, like a small serving of Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. Casein is a slow-digesting protein that feeds your muscles throughout the night. So yes, timing matters. A lot. It's not just about hitting your daily target, but about giving your muscles the support they need when they need it. By spacing out your protein, especially after activity, you'll get far more benefit from every bite.
This is incredibly insightful, Dr. Miller. Now let's talk about protein supplements. For those who struggle to get enough from food, are supplements necessary after 60? And if so, what should seniors look for when choosing one?
That's a timely question, Emily, because many older adults do fall short of their protein needs, often unintentionally. And in those cases, a protein supplement can be a helpful tool, not a crutch. But it's important to choose the right one. Let's start with when supplements are useful. If someone has a small appetite, difficulty chewing or swallowing, chronic illness, or is recovering from surgery or illness, then supplements can help them reach their daily protein goals without overwhelming meals. It's also great for people who are picky eaters, on restricted diets, or skipping meals. The most effective type of protein supplement for older adults is whey protein isolate. It's derived from milk, easy to digest, and especially rich in leucine, the amino acid that most directly stimulates muscle protein synthesis. Whey isolate has less lactose than whey concentrate, so it's often tolerated well even by those who are sensitive to dairy. For those who are vegan or prefer plant-based options, look for a blend of pea, rice, and/or hemp protein. These combinations provide a more complete amino acid profile than single-source plant proteins. Avoid powders with a lot of added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or fillers. The simpler the ingredient list, the better. Now, about how and when to take it. I recommend using supplements to fill in gaps, not replace meals. A scoop of protein powder in a morning smoothie, stirred into oatmeal, or blended with almond milk and a banana in the afternoon can add 20 to 25 grams of protein easily. It's also a fantastic option post-exercise, especially if someone is trying to rebuild strength. But always keep in mind, it's called a supplement for a reason. Whole foods should always come first, since they offer other vital nutrients like fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats that powders lack. In summary, yes, protein supplements can be very helpful after 60, but they should be thoughtfully chosen and used strategically to complement a whole food-based diet. For many of my patients, just adding one shake a day has made a noticeable difference in their strength, energy, and recovery.
Now let's take a few questions from our listeners. These are real concerns from viewers who are trying to live stronger, healthier lives after 60. Our first question comes from Robert T., age 74, from Chicago, Illinois. He writes, Dr. Miller, I've recently started using a protein shake after breakfast, but I don't really exercise much. Am I still getting any benefit from the extra protein, or is it pointless without workouts?
Great question, Robert, and I'm so glad you asked because this is a common myth. The truth is, you still benefit from added protein even without structured exercise, especially at your age. While resistance training does help maximize muscle growth, your body still needs a steady supply of amino acids just to maintain what you already have. Muscle breakdown happens naturally as we age, even during simple activities like walking, climbing stairs, or even standing from a chair. By giving your body the raw materials it needs, you're supporting tissue repair, immune health, balance, and mobility. That being said, I would encourage you to consider adding light resistance work, even just a few times a week. It doesn't have to be intense. Simple bodyweight movements or resistance bands at home can boost the effectiveness of the protein you're already consuming. So no, it's definitely not pointless. You're laying the nutritional foundation to stay strong and independent. With just a little activity added in, you'll get far more out of it.
This next question comes from Lucia P., 69, from Austin, Texas. She says, I find that eating a lot of protein makes me feel heavy or tired. Are there lighter options for seniors that won't weigh me down?
Lucia, you're not alone in that feeling, and it's something I hear a lot, especially from women over 65. Large portions of dense protein foods can feel heavy, especially if your digestion has slowed. But the good news is, you don't need big portions to get big benefits. Focus on lighter, more digestible sources like eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, and soft fish like cod or salmon. You can also go with protein smoothies using almond milk, berries, and protein powder. Easy to sip and gentle on the stomach. Spreading protein across the day is also key. Instead of one heavy meal, try 4 or 5 smaller ones with 15 to 20 grams of protein each. You'll stay energized without feeling overly full. And don't forget hydration and fiber. Constipation can sometimes make people feel sluggish after eating. Adding more water and vegetables can help with that. You're definitely on the right track. Just think balance and variety, not bulk.
Dr. Miller, thank you so much for your time today. You've given us such a clear roadmap for how protein can support strength, energy, and independence after 60. I think a lot of our listeners are going to walk away with real, actionable steps.
It's been a pleasure, Emily. And to our audience, remember, it's never too late to take control of your health. Even small changes in your protein intake can make a meaningful difference in how you move, feel, and age. Start with one change today. You might be surprised how much stronger and more vibrant you can feel, even within just a few weeks.
Well said. And for everyone tuning in, here's a quick recap of what we learned today. After 60, you need more protein, not less. The quality and timing of protein matters. Spread it out over the day. There are light, easy options that don't require big appetites. And yes, supplements can be a helpful tool when used wisely. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a thumbs up, share it with a friend or loved one, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on future health conversations just like this one. Also, let us know in the comments, what's your favorite high-protein food? Or is there a question you'd like Dr. Miller to answer in a future episode? Until next time, keep moving, keep smiling, and as always, stay strong with pure natural health. See you on the next episode of Talk to the Doctor.